The Denver Broncos are confident that they're going to get Aaron Rodgers, and I have no clue why. Let's talk about that all a couple of seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. On this episode, we're going to talk about Aaron Rodgers to the Broncos. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on that potentially happening. All right, let's talk about the biggest headline of the weekend, which was completely outside of what was truly important this past weekend, which was the NFL draft, and that is Aaron Rodgers being traded. So for the uninitiated, let me go ahead and tell you how everything started and what went down. So first, a rumor came out that the San Francisco 49ers offered up the number 3 pick and a slew of other things to the Green Bay Packers for Aaron Rodgers. That came out, I think it was Ian Rappaport, who supposedly, or was it Mort Report, one of the two reported this was going down, that that was the big rumor. And then both sides denied it. People with inside information and sources who are anonymous, of course, stated that that's not true, that that was not something that was going to go down. And so they're stating that no chance, not going to happen. And I guess Aaron Rodgers got wind of it. And because he got wind of it, rumor is that he basically told Green Bay, I don't want to come back. I don't want to come back anyway. Even though we already knew that there was a rift between them two for a while, which now that I think about it, hasn't there been a rift with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers kind of like since he's been there? Never mind. Anyway, so Aaron basically stated he did not want to be there anymore. And so then the storylines came about, different teams and scenarios where you're going to potentially end up. Of course, day one of the draft happens. He does not get traded to any of the teams on the list, including the 49ers, and it looks like the Denver Broncos. And then, of course, day 2 and day 3, rumor has it he'll be traded by the time the season ends. By the time the draft ends, didn't happen. Now it's that it's going to be traded by June 2nd. It's not going to happen. And I'll explain why in a minute. And so we've got all of this build up around Aaron Rodgers and what he wants. And it really makes me a little disappointed that he took over the storylines for the entire weekend. But I mean, I get it. He's a polarizing player. I mean, he's 37 years old. He's a quarterback coming off MVP season. Does anyone really think that the Green Bay Packers will actually trade him? The certain level of caliber player that you just don't trade. He's one of those. Kind of like I talked about a few episodes back about the Deshaun Watson situation. The Houston Texans have too much of a vested interest to not trade that man. If they trade him, and then you'll see more situations like Aaron Rodgers. There's a reason why Russell Wilson didn't get traded by Seattle. He's still there. You don't trade specific talents that can change your franchise. And even at Aaron Rodgers' age, he's still able to do things that a lot of young players still can't. His arm is a rocket. He's super accurate. He's hella smart. Nothing about him says that he's tradable until, honestly, he gets about 40. And then at that point, unless his arm is gone or his thinking is slow, you don't get rid of him. And so I thought it was funny that this Denver Broncos piece went down, because if you look at the draft, the Denver Broncos looked like they were drafting based upon banking on Aaron Rodgers getting there, because they didn't take a quarterback at all. They passed on, at 9, they passed on Justin Fields, who was available, as well as Mac Jones. So they didn't even draft a quarterback, in which you would think they probably would, right? Especially in a circumstance where your starting quarterback is Drew Lock. Well, Teddy Bridgewater, as you just traded for, and you got Drew Lock, in which we all know that that's definitely not who the Broncos feel comfortable moving forward with. Now, I like Teddy Bridgewater. He had a decent season last year, but you can tell he ain't it. 7 years in the league, came off that devastating knee injury. You can tell that this isn't it for him. Like, his career is not going to be a starting quarterback for a team. Even though he could be good enough for it at year 7 now, it kind of tells us that no one truly believes that. And because no one truly believes that, that kind of means he's not going to finish out his career there. And so the Broncos went and got them a quarterback in Pat Surtain II, which is not a bad pick. I mean, he's a fantastic corner. I honestly hope he would end up with the Cowboys, but he's a great pick by the Broncos at number 10. And besides that, looking at their draft picks, they did not pick a single quarterback in the draft, which they had multiple options. They had Kellen Mond later on, Davis Mills, Ian Book. List goes on quarterbacks that were available later in the draft, and they did not address that one, which is kind of funny to me that I guess they're comfortable with going in with Teddy Bridgewater to start, and we already know Drew Lock's done, right? Like, we can go ahead and just scratch him off the list of quarterbacks that's going to compete. But I think it's funny that the Broncos actually, it feels like they put their eggs in the Aaron Rodgers basket, just hoping it potentially can come without recognizing that they're not going to get Aaron Rodgers. It's not going to happen. Because in Green Bay's best interest, you don't trade a quarterback that's that serviceable as him. Now, if he was washed, kind of like the Brett Favre situation, where Brett Favre looked like he was getting old, he was getting of age, you can do that. But Aaron Rodgers is a different caliber of quarterback than Brett Favre, in my personal opinion. And so he is not someone that you get rid of. He's not young, but at the same time, they can get him through at least a 40, and he'll still play at a high level because he has that naturally rocket of an arm, and he's really, really smart. I don't know how it's going to work with him at LaFleur because, like I said before, Aaron Rodgers has had a problem with the Green Bay Packers for years. So I'm not sure why Green Bay wouldn't consider to go ahead and just letting him go and getting rid of it. But I don't think the Broncos, even though they kind of moved off of Aaron Rodgers immediately after the reports got squashed of him wanting to be traded, that they focused on their draft, thought this through by going only with Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock. We know that, like I said, we know Drew Lock ain't it, and I don't know about Teddy Bridgewater yet. So let's see what the Broncos can put together. The defense is always stout. Maybe they can get Aaron Rodgers. Maybe they can get somebody else later on, but at this point, just bank on it being Bridgewater and bank on either A, Aaron Rodgers playing for the Green Bay Packers, or B, Aaron Rodgers walking away from all his money. That's basically his two options. He's going to throw the ball for the Packers, or he's going to walk away from all his money because Green Bay's not giving him up. Because financially, it makes no sense for them because I think they have a massive dead cap because of the $7 million bonus that he got on top of his salary. Massive dead cap for the year. Next year, below, I think it's like $17 million from the $38 million that he's currently will be considered dead cap. We'll see what those numbers will play out to be. But at this point, Aaron either got to show that he's not going to play by not playing, and Green Bay's going to accept it because they got Jordan Love waiting in the wings. So make a choice, Aaron. But at this point, just go ahead and play for the Packers. They already said, president said that they want to keep you beyond 2022. So you're a Packer for life, buddy. You're a Packer for life.